I only glanced at the milk carton in my hand and instantly came up with a way to break out. I flattened the carton with my foot, then unfolded the whole box. Next, I used a spoon to peel out the inner wax layer. Finally, when the guard was not paying attention, I pressed the wax onto the keypad lock. That way, their fingerprints would be left behind when they entered the code. By matching the fingerprint positions, I could figure out which 4 buttons were used. The next problem was testing the code. I rolled some toilet paper into a small ball, then covered it completely with toothpaste. I made a bunch of these little balls, then wrapped them all together with a wet paper towel. That is how I got a large sticky ball when the guard unlocked my handcuffs so I could eat. I quietly stuffed it into the slot of the small window lock. That way, even if he locked the window, I could push it open easily. Then I could reach the keypad lock without any trouble. But that alone was still far from enough to escape. 2 more conditions had to be met. First, I needed to understand the guard's routine. Second, I needed someone outside to help me. That was when I discovered the prison's fatal weakness. The isolation cells were right next to an unguarded fire truck garage, so I deliberately picked a fight and got the guards to throw me into isolation. After going in, I carefully observed the layout and staffing. I realized only 2 guards were on duty, and they had a habit of going out to smoke. That created the perfect window for my escape. In the end, I used the camera there to send the escape time to my hacker friend. Once everything was ready, I prepared to make my move. After opening the keypad lock and getting out, I first rewound the surveillance footage, creating the illusion that I was still in my cell. Then I used the ventilation system to reach the fire station. After that, I changed clothes and disguised myself as a firefighter. At that moment, the 2 guards were still smoking on the rooftop. Next, my teammates caused an explosion in the parking lot near the prison on purpose to draw the fire department out, and I was already hiding under the truck. That is how I escaped right in front of the guards. But I was not actually a criminal. I was a security specialist working for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. My job was to test prison security. Every time I entered a prison posing as an inmate, then found the weaknesses inside, so the chances of real inmates escaping could be reduced. But just as I returned to the company, people from the intelligence agency showed up at my door. They said a warden named Shawshank wanted me to test his private prison, but I knew that place held the most dangerous criminals the government refused to house. And institutions like that are often beyond the law, so I did not want to take the job. However, they were willing to offer triple the pay. Faced with that temptation, I had no choice but to accept, without realizing it would be the start of my nightmare. As usual, my teammates got me a new identity, then told me the extraction code. Next, they injected a micro-tracking device into my hand. Finally, I followed the plan and walked onto the street waiting to be arrested. But what I did not expect was that they dragged me away violently and immediately started a full body scan. They quickly found the tracker. The next second, they cut it out with a knife, then forcibly injected me with a sedative. When I woke up again, I realized I was already inside a cell made entirely of glass.